Don't miss any content. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As usual, I am your host Sellssi. Today we're going to talk about the weekend's games that took place in the Ghana Premier League. I'm Odoi, who was at the Accra Sports Stadium yesterday. Inside news from Ghanaian journalist Sadiq Adams is that Ghana are still pushing for the Ghanaian to switch nationalities from England to play for Ghana. Now, he has played 3 times, but Ghana are still keen on getting him to play for us. We'll hear what was said by Sadiq, and we'll look at Callum Hudson Odoi, his moments at the Accra Sports Stadium. He was really welcomed well and had an amazing reception, and I'm sure he enjoyed the end-to-end stuff that we saw in the game between Accra Great Olympics and Accra Hudson Folk. We'll also be talking about the African Cup of Nations. It's under threat, and it's likely that the African Cup of Nations might not come off. The draw has been postponed, and issues with civil unrest in Cameroon are to blame for all of this. We'll be looking at that deeper today. Subscribe if you have not, click on the notification bell to get more updates. So we all know yesterday was the end of an amazing weekend. I have to say, I wish it wouldn't end, but the game was amazing. Accra Hudson Folk versus Accra Great Olympics, and it had a very famous Ghanaian youngster who plays for Chelsea, recently won the Champions League. Callum Hudson Odoi was there, son of Bismarck Odoi, a former Hudson Folk player. He was presented with the jersey at the end of the game. Now, reports according to Sadiq Adams here is that Ghana are still pushing for the young man to play for us. Well, I thought that was a ship that had sailed, but with new revisions in the nationality switch by FIFA, a player has to play more than 5 times in competitive games for a team before he cannot switch nationalities. Hudson Odoi has played 3 times for England and he can still switch. But this is what was said in his tweet this morning. Now, he said a senior executive of the Ghana Football Association has told him that they haven't backed down on Callum Hudson Odoi to play for Ghana. We will try and use every possible means, he said. His dad was Abedi Pele's closest friend and used to host Abedi anytime he was in London. We'll see how to go about to convince him. So the Ghana Football Association are not relenting in their efforts to call him into the squad. He will be a great addition, and there's no doubt about that. But as with Adam Kwarase saying that the way players who have not grown in the country need to be assimilated into the system, the culture and everything, it's something that needs to be looked at quite closely. I don't think Hudson Odoi will join the Ghana Black Stars in the end. I think he will work hard, push for a place in England, and probably get called up in the coming years for the World Cup or even for the qualifiers. I don't think he will play for the Black Stars. I think that ship has sailed along with the others we have been chasing. I don't think it will happen, but there is hope, and the FA executive that spoke to Sadiq has given a few of you hope. Now, some of you are against it vehemently, and the reasons I'm seeing is that because of how we treated Kevin Prince Boateng, because of how we did this, because of how we did that. First of all, how did we treat Kevin Prince Boateng? Yes, if you read Kwesi Appiah's book, and that is my source, you might say it's biased because it's from Kwesi Appiah, but if you read that book, he clearly stated what happened in the camp. It was just something that had to do with cultural differences, and which is what Adam Kwarase addressed in assimilating the players into the Ghanaian culture. We need to teach them some of these things. In the culture, Ghanaian culture, it's not right to talk at your elders or talk at them. Yes, he was not directing his talks at Kwesi Appiah, but Kwesi Appiah would not know that because he said it when several times in his presence. It might not have been directed at him. So Kwesi Appiah just assumed that he was using the F word at him because of what he did or something, because it's always in his presence. So Kwesi Appiah did not play him because of that. This is just an issue of cultural difference. Also, he was asked to apologize for the rift that was caused in the squad. I don't see anything wrong with apologizing. They were right also to fight for their monies that was not forthcoming. and that was what eventually caused the rift. The Suleiman Tarias subsequently apologized. Apologies don't take anything from you, and I think upon reflection, Kevin Prince Boateng, in the light of let bygones be bygones, might want to apologize. Even some of you who are complaining that is the reason we treated Kevin Prince Boateng like this, the guy himself in an interview said that playing for the Black Stars was one of the highlights of his career, and also that he's open to coming back. So does it sound like someone who hated his time with the Black Stars? I don't think so, and some of you are taking it a bit too far in my opinion. And we'll run through quickly the results for the weekend. Mediama started off with a 1-0 win over Kerala United. Asante Kotoko beat Ashanti Gold 1-0 on Sunday. Brekum Chelsea beat King Faisal 5-0. Dreams FC beat Elmina Sharks 2-0. Liberty beat Wafa 3-2. Bosuya Dwarfs beat Ediana Stars 1-0. Techiman 11 Wonders beat HM United 2-1. And the final game, Accra Great Olympics drew 1-1 with Accra Heart of Oak. Today, Monday, Legon Cities will take on Inter Allies in the final game of the match day 28 round of fixtures. So that is it there in the Ghana Premier League. Accra Heart of Oak are on top. Kumasi Asante Kotoko are second, goal difference separating the two sides, and also Accra Great Olympics in and around the mix of the top four there. They had an amazing game, and they are admin making fun of Accra Heart of Oak after that loss. So that has been it with the Ghana Premier League. On to the African Cup of Nations. Yes, the African Cup of Nations taking another twist. First of all, just know that we do not have all the 24 teams set. We have only 23 teams. Benin and Sierra Leone had issues with COVID tests, and that meant that the qualifiers for those two countries would be played in January. I don't know the exact date. It was this international window that they were supposed to play in, but nothing forthcoming on that front. Also, the draw for the Afcon is set to take place on the 25th of June. It has been postponed because of civil unrest. It says here that what a shame, the Afcon set for 2022 may be cancelled. The civil war and COVID-19 situation in Cameroon has already made the draw untenable, and there are discussions that Afcon may be suspended altogether. The new president, Dr. Motsepe, has a tough situation, and this is the letter released by CAF saying that the postponement of the draw for the Total Energies African Cup of Nations. Now, at the request of the African Football Confederation, the local organizing committee has agreed to postpone the draw for the final phase of the Total Energies 2021 African Cup of Nations, which was scheduled for 25th June for logistic reasons related to the COVID-19 pandemic. I don't know why they would give that reason. COVID-19 is going to be part and parcel of us for a while. We need to learn to live with it. I think the civil unrest is the main reason here. A new date, according to this statement, will be announced in due course. CAF continues to work with its partners, the Cameroonian government and the local organizing committee, with a view of making the Total African Cup of Nations 2021 Cameroon successful event and great celebration of African football. So the statement clearly is making it open, and it's not like the Afcon will be cancelled altogether. It should not be cancelled, man. We need the African Cup of Nations, the celebration of football in Africa. If it's a problem with hosting, I think there are competent countries who would be ready to take on the mantle. It's just a little over 6 months to the tournament, and it will not be too late for countries like Egypt and South Africa who logistically are equipped for hosting the African Cup of Nations. So the reports are rife. It could be cancelled, but right now from this statement, it's still a tournament that is going to happen, and I'm looking forward to it. Quite excited by it. So that has been it for today. Callum Hudson Odoi to play for Ghana. Still, Ghana are fighting for that opportunity. And that statement from an executive committee member of the Ghana Football Association. His relation with Abedi Pele, he could liaise with him and try to convince his son. I don't think it's going to happen. Personally, I don't think it will happen. But let me know what you think. A lot of you are against it because of Kevin Prince Boateng's issue with Ghana. I've explained that to you as well. Kevin Prince Boateng's issue is an excited person for playing for Ghana, calling it one of the highlights of his career. He also said he's hoping to coming back. He's not in form. He's currently out of contract with his current club, Monza. So calling him would not be based or would not be right because he's not on form. Also, the African Cup of Nations could be cancelled. CAF have postponed the draw. We do not have our 24 teams, one game still to play for the qualifiers. So it's a really hard few days for the new president, Dr. Motsepe of South Africa. Let me know your thoughts in the comments box on the African Cup of Nations possible postponement. I'll see you guys in the next one. Enjoy your day. Have a great week.